Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Tonight, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are being ordered to leave the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. The Israeli army preparing to expand its ground operations amid a widening rift with the United States. In Rafah, families gathering their belongings, many of them displaced multiple times. The city had been a refuge for more than 1 million people fleeing the fighting from other parts of Gaza. President Biden standing by his warning that the U.S. will not provide offensive weapons that could be used in Rafah. Today, the death toll rising with more Palestinians killed in IDF strikes. We have team coverage tonight, and ABC's Marcus Moore leads us off from Israel.
Israeli forces tonight pushing deeper into the southern Gazan city of Rafah. 300,000 people now on the move amid new evacuation orders by the IDF as they position for an expanded ground operation. The IDF telling people currently in Rafah to evacuate to an expanded safe region roughly 4 miles away. But aid groups say that area too is already overpopulated. Mohammed Abu Al-Qas is a pediatrician in the Gaza Strip, and since the start of the war, he says he's moved his family several times at the direction of the IDF and is now moving once again. In the time of war, there's no place that is safe, he says. We expect strikes everywhere. At least 18 Palestinians were killed today in IDF air and artillery strikes on neighborhoods in East and West Rafah, according to a local hospital. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry saying since October 7th, the fighting has claimed the lives of nearly 35,000 Palestinians. All as the flow of supplies going into Gaza has slowed, according to aid groups. It has stopped almost completely in the south. And we were near the Kerem Shalom border crossing as demonstrators tried to stop aid trucks from passing through earlier this week. This is where aid trucks come through every single day with crucial food and supplies for those starving in Gaza. But these demonstrators are stopping them right here. However, aid groups say the humanitarian situation there is only getting worse as the war in Gaza enters a new phase. And there is no definitive date on any potential operation, but the Israeli prime minister has said that they will expand their fight in Rafah. And Whit, as you know, President Joe Biden has stopped some weapons deliveries, saying the U.S. would not provide weapons to Israel if they launch a full-scale assault on Rafah.
Marcus Moore, thank you. And as you noted there, the U.S. has urged Israel repeatedly not to invade Rafah because of the risk to civilians. Let's bring in ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks. Mary Alice, what are you hearing from U.S. officials now?
With the White House is monitoring all of these developments extremely closely. So far, they say they've only seen a limited military operation into Rafah. They're not commenting more at this time about Israel ordering civilians to evacuate. But we know that President Biden himself has been pushing Israel to do anything but a full-scale invasion of Rafah. I'm told the White House has been presenting the Israelis with several alternative options, even offering to help set up safe spaces for civilians or give additional intelligence to help target Hamas leaders or pinpoint their tunnel systems. But as you saw there, no indication that Israel is changing course. Go ahead.
Mary Alice, thanks.
And that's the story that we had from Boy of the Fifth Column last night. Just happened to be there. That secretly, well, not secretly, reports have been leaked that the White House has, in fact, given Israel pinpoint places that Hamas leadership, which is Israel's reasoning for going into Rafah, pinpoint accurate locations of where Hamas leaderships are. This is to say, hey, if this is your reasoning, you can target these places. So you don't have to bomb a hospital again because you assume they was living up under it. You don't have to bomb churches anymore because you thought they was in the area. You don't have to do this anymore. We are pinpointing them for you. Obviously, there's no report up to date of what came of that, but
if you haven't figured out by now that this is exactly what Israel, the government, wants. They have even said it out loud because Remember when the US was like, no, if you're going to do this full-scale invasion, we are not going to send you our precise munitions. One of their secretaries came out and said, we are quite happy with our older, broader technology, the not so precise rockets and bombs. Because we would rather get everybody. She said it. We would rather have collateral damage. We are not actually after Hamas. She did not say this. We are after that land. Because look, in the very beginning, they told everybody up north, you should go down south. Down south is where you'll be safe, by the Egyptian border. That's Rafah. And another thing, like, okay, you start dropping pamphlets that tell citizens, we are going to be targeting this area, you should move. Doesn't that also tell Hamas what you're planning to do? It just seemed